Hi everyone.
Hello,
We are back with another materials-based live stream.
Tech Talk.
Tech Talk.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm Emma from
I-
Kitronik,
I'm Dominic from Smoke Mirrors.
and today we are going to be taking you through some Christmas makes.
We're trying something a
Yeah,
bit new, aren't we?
yeah. It's
Kind of Blue Peter style live making.
Mhm.
Um,
But before we do that, we have a new product we wanted to show you about before we start.
right.
So,
What is it?
is the birch-faced ply that
I
is
shall get it.
to the left of you, Dominic. Ta-da!
So tell me about this.
So this is birch face ply. It is a good alternative to birch ply proper, since there is a shortage of that at the moment. It has two different grades of veneer.
There's one grade on one side
Yeah.
and then a different grade on the other side.
Yeah, it's B on one side,
B
that's
side.
the B side, and then a BB side.
And so on the B side, we're going to get
Yeah.
some grain showing,
Yep. Yeah.
pinhole
Mhm.
knots,
Mhm.
no patching generally.
Yeah. No, it's nice and even surface.
I, I've got quite a lot of experience of working with Baltic birch and birch ply, and to be honest, it feels the same. I would say the strength is about the same, the tensile strength. I'm trying to bend that with my hand. I'm just using a lot of strength to try and snap it actually, and I'm not managing. I could probably do it. This is the backside, the BB grade,
Yeah.
slightly larger knots.
Yeah, you can see you've got like the more noticeable
Veining.
veining, visual defects, I suppose you could call them. Although I think they give quite a lot of character.
Well, I was going to say, this is the characterful side, this is the high quality show side, depending on what your needs are. And this is the free mill. So just like free mill Baltic birch that we have been selling, but everybody's been finding it difficult to get since embargoes have been put in place. And
yeah, we've got 6mm as well. Yeah, that one's the 6mm is really good for structural stuff, even though it's pretty light.
Solid stuff.
It has got a poplar core, so it's quite
it's a 5-layer ply, birch veneer, B and BB grade. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you said it's a poplar core.
Yeah, poplar core.
Obviously, you can't really see the cores. Even if I brought it right up to the camera, you're not really going to see that. But if you didn't know, you wouldn't know it wasn't birch. Yeah. Again, this is our label side, so I'm unsure if that's the B or the BB because they're so similar. This looks like the B, doesn't it?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Again, you've got your pinhole knots, and there is a grain on here, but it's a very subtle grain, and it's a nice even colour throughout. There's no doubt you can see on the camera.
Yeah.
And then our BB side, larger knots like here, and also slightly more characterful grain. But essentially, it's a piece of 6mm birch.
Yeah.
If you're currently using 6mm birch ply, then this mixed ply birch with the birch veneer is very similar and a very similar strength.
Yeah.
Do check the details on the on the listing though.
Yeah, actually, I can take us to the listing now. There we go. So that's not the right one.
No, but we'll talk about that one later.
Yeah, that's the Christmassy bit. So yeah, we've got 6 and 3mm. They come in a variety of sizes. This is the 600 by 400 3mm variety,
which is about A2 size.
Yeah, but it's it comes in 600 by 300 as well, 800 by 600. So take a look on the website. It will live under materials and laser ply.
Laser ply with brackets laser ply.
And actually,
and that's pretty much brand new in as well, isn't it? And we've got lots and lots of it. So I've heard lots of my customers talking about. They're hunting down birch ply because it's what they've always used. Well, this is a sustainable and cost-effective and available alternative.
Absolutely. Shall we adjourn to the Christmas?
So this is why, real men wear aprons. I always say. So here's my Smoke and Mirrors apron, and Emma's going to teach me how to use polymorph. That's what it's called, polymorph?
So, yes. So I love this stuff. I've been working with it for a couple of days now, just for funsies. We do have this on the website. It will live under materials, and then if you under materials, there is a smart materials section, which has all sorts of fun stuff in it.
This is white morph.
Yes.
So this is the classic, right? I've seen this used in projects for quite a number of years.
I remember using this in school.
You were very young though, Emma.
Okay, yes.
I don't think this existed when I was in school, but I think if you took things in a white baggie when I was at school, you'd be in trouble. Unless it was cooking class.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think this, I remember distinctly using this for resistant materials lessons in physics and stuff like that. And it's quite,
okay.
You know.
So there's some information on the front of the pack, and as a complete polymorph noob, I'm going to read some of it out. And it says white morph. It says melt, mold, reuse.
So if you wanted to reheat something because you didn't like the way it came out, just put it back in.
So if we made something and it wasn't quite right or it didn't fit, chuck it back in some hot water, and it's ready to go again.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It says heat to over 62 degrees Celsius and wait until melted. Yes. So we've got, I don't know how this is going to work. This is going to steam the camera up instantly because we've got like
hot water.
Hot water.
It's not gonna. Oh no, it's not.
No, we're good.
We're not. We're good. We're not steamy.
Tell me what to do, Emma.
Pour it in. Okay. Just as much as you want. Whole packet if you want.
It's the whole packet. I mean, I think you'd already used some of this.
Oh yes, I have.
Oh look, it's sort of clumping already.
Yeah. It'll start to go immediately. It will start to go see through.
It is. It's going clear.
And it's great to use. I think probably for Christmassy makes, because it does, when it sets back, it sets to white. So you can either put like a pigment in it. There you go. I think you're probably ready now. If you just,
what if I pull this out?
Yeah, fish it out and pop it on that heat.
Look at that. Look at that.
It looks a little bit like those water orb things.
On the camera, it looks super white, but it's I've described that to you now. It's very white because of our lights, but it's actually.
Oh, there you go.
It looks like gelatin.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you can see it now. I'm working it with my fingers. Now I have asbestos fingers. I can tolerate the heat. But you might want to wear some thicker nitrile gloves or something.
Although it stays melty even. It gets a little bit lower in temperature very quickly.
This is much warmer, I think, than 62 degrees in my fingers. Obviously, we just used the boiler. So okay, so now I've got this. I can just shape it.
Just shape it as you want, and it will start.
Break it.
Yeah, you'll start to set it back up. If you want to keep some of it aside, you could always drop it back in your hot water.
Well, let's do that. Oh, look, some of it stuck to the heatproof mat. I dropped that in the hot water to keep it viable. Well, I'm going to turn that into just a little ball because
you want to make a little snowball.
Well, my snowman's not going to be as good as the one we've got here that we're going to show you as the one we did earlier. But and there we go. Like, obviously, I can use like tools on it to make shapes. I could shove an LED in that.
You could. It actually does have some very interesting.
It's non-conductive, right?
No, it's non-conductive, and it's actually people use it to replace handles on things like screwdrivers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can imagine that. Or for grips, custom grips might be quite good. I mean, it isn't inherently sticky, so it's not a glue. You'd have to make the handles and stick them on or mold them round. There are other products which, work like a glue that are moldable as well, which I've worked with before. But I've pulled that out into like a flat piece for no particular reason other than I want to show you that it's starting to go white and veiny because I guess it's starting to, is the word cure, set?
I think it's cooling down and setting, I think, yeah.
So there you go, I made a ball. But if I wanted to add another piece, is it going to stick now or do I need to have them both melty?
You'd have to melt it down.
Okay.
Again, and actually if you start to work it into a ball, if you have it a pancake like you had it,
yes,
and start to melt it, or stop to pull it apart as it sets, and then try to stick it back together,
Yeah.
it won't do so
No.
unless it's hot.
Yes.
So
I'm going to put that back in because I just
Yeah.
made a mess of that.
yeah,
But that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
yeah,
Oh, and that's already. So I'm just letting that.
it's already stuck to the other bit.
It's already stuck to the other bit, but I'm just going to let that warm up. And should we come back to the main cam while that does that?
Absolutely.
And you can show us the snowman you made.
Yes. So here's one I made earlier. A little snowman. You can't really see. There's his nose. It's got a little hat on. I had to, in order to stick these together, to warm up both sides of the different size snowballs here. Warm them up separately in like 2 different pots of water, and then shove them together, and then hold them very, very still while they set. But other than that, it's very easy to work with. You can get, even this sort of
that's very fine, and it's quite strong, isn't it? I'm not going to try to break it.
I mean, it's
that carrot nose. And would you think it would take paint?
Yes, I think it would. I tried painting it. Oh, not painting it. I used water-based markers yesterday to see whether it would take that colour. It does, but you do have to wait for it to dry, and it gets all over your hands. So
right,
and your desk.
Well, of course, an easier way of doing that is we sell dye packs.
Yes, I'm not sure if we still do those. Let me have a look.
Well, okay. Well, there are dye packs available.
There are dye packs, yeah. But you could use any sort of powdered pigment for, like, if you're like a soap maker, maybe you could use like a mica, something like that. Or like glitters, if you wanted to incorporate glitters into it, you could mix those in while it's still warm.
And does it have like a slightly translucent quality?
It does, especially if it's much thinner. If you pull it out thin,
yes,
and let it set like that, it becomes more transparent the thinner it is.
I'm going to try pulling this stuff out of the.
Yeah, give that a go. Let's put you back on the demo cam. So
I did just want to mention in regards to working with polymorph and electronics. As we said, it is an insulator, so you can use it to embed electronics, but of course, if you've just pulled it out of the water, don't ruin your project by getting your project soaked in the water that's running off the polymorph. But I have to say, if I had a tissue to hand, the polymorph itself dries pretty quickly. Like the water's really is on my hand now, and if I just was to dry my hand, just remembered I'm wearing an apron, which is very good for drying your hands on, then my hands are pretty much dry now, and I'm trying to. Emma's a graphic designer; she's a very creative person. Not to put anyone off trying to make something, but I am essentially terrible at making things. So mine looks a bit more like Eva from.
Oh, she looks like. Yeah.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah.
I tried making 2 separate pieces, and just as an illustration, really, and it's still very pliable. And I just dipped each side into the water, and I can feel that's taken. There's a bond there that is like I could probably break it again at the same point, but it has made a bond. And if I just smooth that down around there. And as we were saying, we could shove some LEDs in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, as long as the legs aren't touching, we could then wire them into a project.
Yeah. Actually, while it's still wet, or while there's still, like, if you had some water on your fingers, it's easy to smooth those ridges out.
Oh, yeah.
I found that yesterday. It works a little bit like a clay if you're, it does, when you're working with it, take your fingerprints quite keenly, although you won't see that until you put like a pigment on there or something. So it's definitely
the texturing you can see on there is basically my fingerprints, but if I get some hot water from our hot water supply there and then just smooth, and that's now super shiny, and it just gets rid of the any texture on it, which is it's great for if you are making something artistic, or if you just don't want there to be any ridges on a handle you're making or something. It's great for that. But I've seen this used a lot in prop making.
Oh yeah.
it's obviously it's shapeable, so and you can put a hard edge on this. You can put a right angle on it, no problem. You can work it with tools and so forth. And as we said, if you mess it up, like here's a piece that Emma was working with yesterday. I don't know if you can see the contrast, the difference. It's very pronounced as I look at it. This piece, the small piece in my right hand, is opaque white essentially, and then the piece in my left hand that I've just been working with is almost see-through. You can see my fingers through it. If I drop this piece now into the water, and it might take a little longer than we've got time for, but it will start to go transparent, and then you can work with it. And I'm going to drop this piece in as well. So that's our introduction to working with polymorph. If you've never had a go, give it a try.
This would be a great one for the Christmas holidays, because you don't need anything. You don't need anything sophisticated. You just need a bag of that, some hot water, and you can sit there and make little snowflakes to go on your tree, or like little snowmen, or you can you could make your own little, like your family, you could make little version of yourselves and put yourselves on the mantelpiece all dressed up for Christmas.
Exactly, or enhance an existing ornament.
Yeah,
in some way. As I say, it doesn't naturally stick to things, but like you find ways to work with that. It's a void fill essentially.
Yeah.
If you fancy a go, I don't know, if you wanted to make some popular movie franchise prop.
Yeah.
Friend of mine used to make arc reactors, like the Iron Man arc reactor.
Yeah.
And I think it was laser cut part, and then the body of it was polymorph. And of course it lit up as well, so the LEDs were embedded into the polymorph, and and then you put that under your t-shirt and then you're Tony Stark.
That's so cool.
But I have seen it used in prop weaponry, especially some of those big sort of anime style spears and swords and things, where there's all that extra detail on like hand grips and things, so it's super versatile. And not to mention model making and like model railway making and things like that, where I think it gets used. The point is it's a material which can aid someone that already has a good imagination and wants to get with their hands. And if you go wrong, chuck it back in the hot water and you can start over again.
Amazing.
So I've got on my list here Christmas project ideas.
Woo! Yes. So we've gone away and made a couple of things just before the stream. Would you like to
lift up the bell?
Ta-da! So we've made a few things here.
I've got some string. I'm gonna, whilst you're talking about them, I'm going to fiddle with a string.
So first, the first idea that I suppose we want to pass on is this idea of using two pieces of laser cut perspex, which they each have a slit in them, and they all slot together to make a 3D object essentially.
I've dropped the string.
Oh no, where's the string?
Oh, it's gone forever.
Oh no.
I dropped it in the laser cutting room. It took me two or 3 minutes to find it.
Oh, it's the same colour as the floor.
It's the same colour as the floor.
So the way that this works is just the slit is the same distance from the distance from the top of the slit here to the top of the bell is the same. It is the same distance as the slit is at the top of the bottom piece there. So it
so it means you've got the clapper is flush at the bottom there.
Yes, exactly.
And is there a technique for doing that, or just maths and expertise?
I think I didn't use maths at all. I use Illustrator to design a lot of these things. So I drag from the top a guide, which I use basically to make sure that the two slots meet in the middle. So you can do that by drawing a line through something that you're making.
So think about if I was trying to do the same thing in Inkscape, or I've not used 2D design much, but in Inkscape you can subtract.
Yes.
So you take one shape. So if I wanted to create this shape with the slit in it, I would make a square exactly as wide as I want it. In this case, 3mm for the 3mm thickness of the material. And then I could move that up the shape and even use the alignment tools to center it
Yeah.
And then subtract it from the bell shape.
That's how I did it. I used alignment tools to make sure the two bells were exactly next to each other. And then
It's not a hard puzzle.
no.
All right.
But I used the alignment tools to make sure they were right next to each other.
What is this?
Tops and bottoms.
What is this you've used for the cut?
Oh, that's a gold perspex, which is it's got a lovely
It does that. I like the way that reflects the light.
Yeah.
You know, like some of the shinier perspex can look a little bit gaudy. But this one,
it's
has a
really
lovely sort of matte finish to it.
it's quite lovely. If I move us over to
Show us the screen. There we go.
there we go. So this is a gold perspex sheet.
Bracket
Metallic, yes. 3mm, 600 by 300. So this is, as it says here, a metal substitute. It's just
let's be clear. This is plastic. This is acrylic, a perspex acrylic, and it's not real metal, but it does have some of the properties.
It has that luster.
Luster. That's a great word.
Yeah. It's so it's really good for Christmas ornaments, especially if you can. I think we do have a silver one as well.
I'm taking this one home. It's going on the tree this year.
Nice.
Every year you should make an ornament, or it's a great gift, I think, if you make a different ornament and give them to your family members and so forth. And then when I'm decorating the tree, which I will be doing this weekend, I guess.
Okay.
Because I'm not early. I think, get the tree in early December. And if you disagree with that, you should probably pop it in the comments. Yeah. But so Americans have Thanksgiving today is Thanksgiving. And often that's, it's kind of like a air horn for the start of the festive season.
It's when they put their decorations up.
Yeah. And if you celebrate Christmas, it's a good indicator. Other religious festivals exist.
I think agreed. Yeah, no, I haven't put any. I don't think I have. I've just moved house. I'm not sure I have any.
Well, you're very young, Emma.
I don't have any.
Because I have decorations going back for years. And I can pull it out and go, I vaguely remember the person that gave me this. What a nice thought.
I vaguely remember.
Let's see this tree that you made. I like this.
So this is made from glitter acrylic. And this is made using the same principle. It's just a pine tree, obviously made to look like a Christmas tree. And I like this silver. I was going to try and find green glitter, but actually I picked up the silver and I thought, kind of looks like a snow-covered tree.
It does look like a snow-covered tree.
It's the same principle where it slots together and then it's flush at the bottom because the slots meet at the same point on both trees. So, yeah. So
let me sort of talk you through what I feel you've done here. Is you've got the shape. This shape, it's just the same shape, but one has a slot at the top, and one has a slot at the bottom, and then we're simply world's easiest puzzle.
Yeah,
like that. And this one's a standing ornament. That look nice. It'd grace any mantelpiece.
Yeah, I think that's going to go on my desk. That's my first decoration of the season.
You do have a lot of projects on your desk already, so it doesn't really surprise me it's going there.
No, there's an awful lot of perspex on my desk.
Did we have any video of cutting this just to show people what the experience is like?
So this is what it looks like to cut the glitter.
So I just wanted some technical notes on cutting glitter. It's not, it's more dense, if you like, slightly harder to cut than a clear or a thick acrylic with no glitter inside it. These are little flecks of, I suppose we should pull up the information about what they are, but they're little flecks of, I think in some cases, chocolate foil. And it can cut with, it has a high, combustibility to the vapour that comes out of this. So you can get a cutting flame or some flame underneath the sheet as it cuts, as we were seeing as we were doing this one. Didn't get that high, didn't it?
Oh.
But
Sorry, I forgot to mute that one. I apologise.
Oh,
That was
no, it wasn't the one we were thinking of.
No.
Don't forget to mute the video volume. Did we also check our sound levels before? Because I hope we're not clipping.
Oh no, we're not clipping.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you for letting us know.
Thank you.
So this can cut with, you might see a slight bit of flame. Like, no laser cut project should be left unattended whilst cutting, but glitter-filled acrylics especially should not be left unattended. It's not a set and forget material. So just bear that in mind. The more glittery, the more you need to watch the project. And you should always, keep an eye on your cutter. You've got a laser beam vaporizing materials and turning that into combustible gas. So it's something to bear in mind when you're working on it.
No decks up outside of December. But
well, I mean, that's an opinion, and I don't disagree.
I agree, but only on the. I would have decorated straight after Halloween, if I had any decorations. I'll be honest with you. I like there being some excitement in that. It just lightens.
It's a balance, but see, like I have in the past left it till the Friday before Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And then that's not enough because on the other hand, and here's the other controversial thing, I'm a tree down Boxing Day.
Boxing Day?
Gone.
Wow. Okay. That is.
Day after Boxing Day. Okay.
I like to keep mine up until maybe.
Yeah, I know. You want to drag Christmas all the way to New Year's, don't you?
I like it even a little bit past New Year's because while it's really dark outside, get those LEDs up.
Oh, you can leave the LEDs up.
I love just having things that are light and bright and glittery and stuff around.
It's just a matter of opinion.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
how about this one?
How about this one?
Yeah.
What is this one?
So this is the one I am most proud of.
It's still hidden from us. Here it comes.
This is da 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 da.
Ooh.
So this is in 5 layers of oak veneered MDF. You can see there.
Do you want to give me some of the layers?
If you would hold.
I'll hold it up.
There
you go. I'm good at holding things up.
So you can see inside there's a little landscape. So there are 3 different layers of trees, and then a spacer, and then a layer with the stag on it.
Oh, could you paint? You could paint these, I suppose.
Yes, and I perhaps plan to if when I come back.
I think what we forgot to do on the last tree is a close up of the glitter acrylic. So we're just going to put this aside for a second, and there we go.
So put it underneath the.
Why not?
The little camera there. That would probably be better.
So here's the glitter acrylic.
Yeah, it's the best kind of glitter because it can't get everywhere because it's encapsulated.
That's true. If you want to upset like a movie model maker, go onto a film set and blow a bunch of. Have you upset some movie model makers? I think this is an Adam Savage story from.
Okay.
Yeah, you can imagine if you got the glitter powder.
Yeah.
That you would get where you put glue and then you put glitter powder. I mean, that stuff, if you've worked with it, which I'm sure you have, I have, I was finding that stuff on my person weeks, nay, months later.
I kid you not, there was a piece of glitter I found on my floor, and I just said I've moved house. So there was a piece of glitter on my floor from a night out, not a night out, but like a Halloween party I went to maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, years. I was wondering where you were going. What other colours do we do in this before we turn it into the Dominic and Emma glitter story hour?
Anyway, so this is this comes.
This is obviously silver.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can count 7. We have 7 colours. So let me move you over to our window capture. Because we have quite a lot of colours.
So there's a glittery red.
Yeah, we've got a glittery red, glittery orange, a glittery green.
And you're naming these colours right now. They might not be marked as these colours on the website.
They are just red, orange,
green.
green.
Oh no, they are light blue,
hot pink, silver, and gold. Gold would be great for Christmas decorations, and red, I think.
I think this silver's very classy. Though.
It is. It is.
Anyway, should we go back to your layered oak decoration?
No, if I put that on the demonstration camera.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So it's probably a good way of doing it. Or we just pop it around the other way.
There we go.
There we go.
So there we can now see in much more detail. So obviously this hasn't yet been glued together, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do? How are you going to do that?
I will around the outside, the outer rings of each of those layers, pop a little bit of PVA glue. Yeah. And then clamp them together for a few hours and come back to them later. I think that's probably how I'll glue them together. You can.
Oh, so that's a spacer between the deer and the first row of trees.
Oh, hey, Mark makes a good point. We do have samples, so if you like anything you see today, we have samples of glitter acrylics.
Yes.
Some of the woods.
We don't do samples of the of the polymorph, the white morph, do we?
No.
But we do samples of the laserables.
Yeah.
So is it true to say that on any listing there'll be a sample listed as something you can pop in your cart?
I think if you want a sample, I think it will. They're usually separate listings. So if you just write what you want and then put sample next to it, I think that you should be able to find it.
So if you gave me this as a project,
yes,
I would mix 3 very similar but not the same shades of green for my trees.
Yeah. Like slightly darker on the back and then slightly lighter towards the front, I imagine.
Right. Or I would stain the wood slightly different colours.
Yeah.
But to keep it wood. Actually, to use the grain.
In order to make sure that these lined up well, I had them as different shades of grey in my in my artboard, and actually that looked quite classy. So I can imagine this if you in fact blew it up quite a bit bigger, like you did, maybe 10 times the size, and then
you'd need a tree 10 times the size.
Well, no, if you took the bauble thing off the top, I think you could probably use that as some sort of
mount it. Yeah, mount it or hang it. Yes, I see what you're saying. Well, you could.
You could. It wouldn't be innately Christmassy. You could just have a wintry landscape on your wall.
I'm going to blow your mind.
Go on then.
You could have one side like this and the other side. Like this. It's two for the price of one.
That's the good thing about this oak veneered MDF as well.
It's good on both sides.
Veneered on both sides, yeah.
Yes, they're the same grade as well.
Yeah.
I believe. Well, I mean, it's a veneer, so it's top grade anyway. Well, it's a lovely finish, and if you were to sand that would be absolutely lovely.
You lift that up a little bit closer to the camera so that the light doesn't blow it out as much. Yeah, you can see the grain a little bit better there.
So just to be super clear, these were cut in from the flat piece.
Mm-hmm.
Probably got the blank down here somewhere. Doesn't matter because it's not very interesting. But and then Emma will glue them together. You could use some sort of jig to do that carefully. Obviously, you would have some on the edges. You're going to get some glue's going to come squirting out of there, but you can obviously sand the edges should you wish.
Yeah, PVA is nice and easy to get rid of.
Yeah, PVA wood glue.
Yeah, it's not it's not as you don't have to be as careful with it as you do with something like super glue or something like that.
And then on your central layer here, you've added
a little
thing,
bauble hanger.
So I've got one final gift idea.
Oh yes.
From stuff we have available at Kitronik.
Oh yeah. No, this is a good idea.
So I find if there are people in your family or you have friends who like to have a bit of wine, then obviously a bottle of wine is a nice, relatively cheap and thoughtful gift that isn't going to hang around in a home forever. But if you want to punch that up a bit, you could get one of our wood wine boxes. Do you want to bring it up on the?
Absolutely.
So they come completely there. Let me get this bottle. So that makes it very heavy. But they come not heavy, but they come like this. So there's no assembly. They have a rope handle and a antique brass fastening clasp.
Yep.
They've got a hinge lid, and there's even a holder to hold the bottle in place. And you might add some tissue paper or something like that too.
I think I would, if I were to give someone something in one of these, I'd probably put in that, I guess it's like gift wrapping hay stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, put that in the bottom.
Yeah, I think it's often paper made, or it might be a dyed straw.
Yeah,
But,
dyed straw. Yeah, that's what it is.
Just grab some pine boughs from the forest. Don't grab pine boughs from the forest, but you could do something natural, or or whatever it might be. Then the box itself is capable of taking a stain, or of course you can put it in your laser cutter and engrave it, such as this. And obviously you could then personalize that. So for whatever the occasion, but if you're giving as a gift, you could put Merry Christmas from my family to your family, or whatever you want to do. And obviously that can be done on any side. And if you're sufficiently careful and you have a laser that you can lay out, so you could lay this out and bring the laser head here, and as long as it's moving away from the front, you could engrave on the inside.
In fairness, I actually have I stained one of these as a test, and I just unscrewed.
I was about to say exactly that, and it's just a Phillips head screw.
Yeah.
Be careful, because obviously that's going into the wood itself, so you're going to be,
you might strip the
grain, strip the thread on the grain, or strip if you're doing it all the time. I mean, really, it's intended to do it once to get it ready for your presentation, and then you simply take the wooden part out, pop your bottle in, and this is a real bottle of wine I was given as a gift by a neighbour once. So it does kind of want like a little bit of something around it, but then that enhances your gift.
Yeah, it's a really easy way of making it like it's just a little bit classier than a bag, I think.
We bring the page up a second. We just talk about dimensions of that. Oh yeah, because I'm always rushing out and I'm buying those gift bags, and then I've got like a stash of gift bags that I've had gifts in, and I'm like, well, I can't remember who gave me this one, and I guess it doesn't matter. But but if you want to go, if you want to kind of, well, maybe you'll receive it back next year when I've got the wine in for you, if you make it clear that it is for that purpose, and re-gift it or whatever. So it's 35 centimeters tall, and then 10 centimeters deep and wide. And as you saw, that was a very standard bottle of wine. Some bottles of wine have a taller neck or a fatter body.
There you go.
This was that's going to coat around in there, and did the Baileys fit? It's not in the picture.
It's not in there in the picture, but the Baileys did fit.
And this is 75 CL, so that's a bottle of wine size.
Prosecco there. I think we've got there's a
for Rosé Tuesday.
Rosé Tuesday, huh?
Oh well.
It's Thursday, Dominic.
Oh, that's true. Well, it's Thanksgiving.
Oh, true.
Okay. I think we're about there.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and this is the last one for the year, I think.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And it'll be 2023. And no doubt we'll have new projects and products to share with you. And but if we don't see you, which we don't plan to, before Christmas and the New Year, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Well, happy holidays, everyone. And if you give any of these techniques or designs a go, please do send us pictures. Tag us on any of our socials down here, and Dominic's socials as well. If you try any of them, we'd love to see them. We might even stick you in our gallery as well. So.
And I guess if there's something you'd like to see us try and make, then we would.
Yeah.
Why not? We'll welcome challenges. Can't guarantee we're going to do it. I can't guarantee we'll do it well.
Yeah.
But we'll give it a try. Merry Christmas, Emma.
Merry Christmas, Dominic.
Goodbye.
Bye.